All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And Shalom to the elect out there that's pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. Again, your brother Yahweh Allah from GMS Chicago coming at you with another lesson. And as you can see on the screen, I'm going to go into the, a few conditions that are going on economically with America, man, across the globe, man. All right, these relations that he has economically with the other nations out there in the world, man, and it's clear and it's evident that the future is not good for the United States, man. All right, she was the well-favored harlot, that everybody was once cool with, I guess you could say, and and now everybody is giving an evil look towards this way, man. All right, and it's only gonna get worse, man. It says this is RT right here. This is new, came out today. It says China's retaliatory tactics on 60 billion of U.S. products kick in, man. All right, and it's starting today, man. All right, it says China's tariffs targeting 60 billion of American imports have taken effect as part of a tit-tat response to Washington's trade war, which saw Beijing slapped with extra levies on 200 billion worth of exports back in May, man. So they're going back and forth. All right. China hitting 60 billion of American imports, and the United States hit 200 billion of Beijing exports importing into America, man. All right. Last year, man. All right. It says over 5,000 U.S. Not last year, last month. It says over 5,000 U.S. products coming into China will now face a 25% import tax instead of the usual 10%. It says higher tariffs will target a range of food products, including cooking oils, frozen vegetables, wine, and beer, in addition to industrial minerals and chemicals, man, textiles and clothing, man. So now, U.S. companies have to pay more to 25%, to be able to sell in China, man. So it's gonna hurt U.S. companies, man. All right, give me a second. All right, take my notifications off real quick. All right, so now, U.S. economies are gonna feel it, man. I mean, U.S. companies are gonna feel it. All right, it says, and one of the big things to notice here is industrial minerals, man. All right, and chemicals. All right, which are a big part of the American economy, man. Which they use, to make to use in the automotive industry, and they use in modern technology, and telephones, man. All right. These tech companies need these minerals, man. All right. I'm going to keep going. It says consumer items ranging from home appliances to condoms will also be subject to increased import duties, as will jewelry, metal products, and machinery parts. See, there you go, man. All right. I'm going to keep going. It says China's actions, which were announced last month, came in response to the U.S. tariff hike on 200 billion in Chinese imports after bilateral talks seeking to avert a full-blown trade war failed, man. So we're at a trade war, man. And if you look at history, all wars before they started with trade wars, man. So we're going into a war, man. Because after these bilateral talks to avoid trade wars have failed, man. So they're only going to amp up more and more, man. All right. It says to force Beijing into compliance with the demands, President Donald Trump and his administration are now threatening China with another tax increase on the remaining 325 billion worth of goods, man. So there you go. It's gonna ramp up, man. Donald Trump did 200 billion, right? All right, they did 200 billion. You know, Slovakia. Give me a second. Right. They did 200 billion, and they're gonna amp it up to 325 billion, man. It says China, meanwhile, is considering a ban on rare earth minerals deliveries to the U.S., man. Materials which are crucial in military industry and and manufacturing a number of high-tech consumer goods like hybrid cars and mobile phones, man. Yeah, and I think the figures are like somewhere around 80 to 95% of rare earth minerals come from China, man. All right, and if they're gonna do an all-out ban, that's gonna take a huge hit on the United States economy, man. All right, so it's gonna ramp up more and more, man. We're at the crux of this thing, man. We're close to this to pop off, man. All right, and that's just one thing, man. You know, we go back, a little bit, before, you know, this is back in the beginning of April, about 2 months ago. You know, the U.S. is talking about putting tariffs on 11 billion of EU products, man. Specifically, Bulgaria, over in Belgium, man. All right. And that was because I'm actually gonna read Donald Trump's tweet here. It says the World Trade Organization finds that the European Union subsidized to Airbus has adversely impacted the United States, man. So the WTO, they found that the European Union subsidies to the Airbus, was negatively impacting the United States, man. So Trump came back and was saying that they were going to give 11 billion, put tariffs on 11 billion EU products, man. All right, because of this what was it? Oh no, I said Belgium. It was Brussels, Slovakia. This Brussels, company, man. All right, but they're saying they're making the identical accusations against U.S. subsidies of Boeing, man. All right, so they're just going back and forth, man, back and forth. And EU, they're supposed to be, cool with the United States, man. They're supposed to be hand in hand. All right, let's get another thing, man. The Nord Stream, Nord Stream 2 pipeline hits the 1,000-kilometer mark, back in the beginning of April again, man. All right, April 12th, man. And as you can see, we go down here. No, it says Nord Stream 2 is a 1,230 kilometer long twin pipeline system designed to transfer Russian gas to Germany and further to other European consumers. The project is scheduled to finish by the end of 2019, man, and we're already in June, man. All right, it's June. No, I'm just playing. It's a joke, But if they had hit 1,000 kilometers back in April, imagine where they're at now, man. They only need 1,230. All right, and America, was going against this. All right, but the European, the European countries, they were saying fuck that, man. Actually, it says it right here. It says the construction of the pipeline has attracted both support and vocal opposition from the European nations, and beyond, man. All right, here are the critics. It says critics, including the U.S., which wants to sell its own gas exports to the EU, say that Nord Stream 2 will make Europe dependent on Russian gas and called on Berlin to abandon the project. It says Germany shrugged off this criticism, stressing that the pipeline would only contribute to the diversity of the gas supplied to Europe, man. So Germany didn't care what the United States had to say, man. You know, they wanted that Russian gas, man. All right. So you know, there you go, man. These are all these nations, all across the world coming up against the United States, man. Which the United States at one point had a firm grip on the world, man. Everybody respected them. Everybody, had to come up under them to do business, man. But now, the money is going elsewhere, man. All the nations are rising up against this kingdom, and they're not willing to play ball anymore, man. All right, their system is divided. The country is divided in itself, and the other nations are divided against this place too, man. All right, it seems like the United States allies are dwindling, more and more as time goes, man. All right, and actually that's prophecy, man. So we're gonna read here in Obadiah 1:1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom," man. All right, and we made countless videos proving that Edom, the so-called white man, is just that, man. All right, Edom is the so-called white man. All right, and that's based on their characteristics. All right, that's based on their history. All right, and that's based on prophecy, man. All right. It says concerning Edom, this is their judgment. It says, "We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen, among all the other nations, saying, Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised," man. And that's what's going on right now, man. Everybody's despising the United States, man. It says, "The pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks," man. There you go, man. That's another cut or another proving point that Esau Edom is a so-called white man. Do not they call themselves Caucasians? All right. That means, cave dwellers from the Caucasus Mountains. All right. That's these guys right here. It says, "Whose habitation is high, who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground," man. And that's the sentiment of all these Caucasian Americans, man. They think they're gonna rule forever, and they live with high pride, man. And these other nations are sick of that, man. All right, they're tired, of getting shitted on and stepped on, by the United States, man. All right. Verse 4, it says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle," all right, and don't they call Trump the eagle? Isn't the national mascot of the United States the eagle? All right. It says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, all right, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord," man. So that International Space Station, it isn't gonna do you no defense, man. All right, not when the Lord comes back. All right. Verse 5, it says, "If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?" Right, because Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he doesn't leave anything behind. If he comes to steal, he's taking everything, man. Just like he took the culture, the land of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. And he's continuing to do it across all the other nations, man, trying to go around in the Middle East to take the oil, man. The only reason he hasn't gone over to China, to get those rare earth minerals is because, they know that, China has a strong nuclear military capability through nuclear warfare, man. All right. Why do you think they're in Venezuela, man? Trying to overthrow the government to take over their oil, man. All right. Because Venezuela don't have a military like that, man. All right. So that's this devil, man. He goes and he robs everything, man. Verse 6, it says, how are things? That's why the Lord is bringing a judgment against him, man. All right. That's why the Lord is riling up the nations against him, man. All right. Because of their unrighteous deeds, man. Actually, let me get that. All right. Okay, this is the book of Sirach 10 and 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. All right, and that's what's happening right now. Verse 7, I'm going to read up to verse 7. It says, pride is hateful before God and men, and by both doth one commit iniquity, man. And the so-called white man, Esau Edom, he is filled with pride, man. All right, that's why the Most High hates him, and even amongst men, before the people had to take it because they were in their might, man. They had the biggest military might, man. But now all these other nations are getting up to speed, man. All right, and they're not gonna take it no more. They hate that pride as well, man. All right, that's why how we read in Obadiah, it says, "Thy pride had deceived thee, man. You thought you were gonna live forever, man. Who shall bring me down?" Right? No, man. When everyone's against you, man, it's not easy, to tell everybody what to do, man. All right. It says, verse 6, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up, man? And he's being exposed, man, on all fronts, man, to be the liar and deceiver that he is, man. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, let's look up that word confederacy. It says covenant, alliance, pledge between men, all right? The EU, like we just read, all right? Even China, their trade deals that they had going on, man, all right? They were all in cahoots. All right. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee down to the border. The men that are at peace with thee have deceived thee, man. So they were once at peace. They were playing game. All right. Yeah. We'll buy and sell with you. It says, but now that they have power, they have deceived thee. All right. That's why Trump is mad. He's seeing that the United States is getting taken advantage of, trade wise, man. All right. It says, and prevailed against thee, not because now everybody's against you, man. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him, man. All right. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding on the mount of Esau? All right. The mighty and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end, that everyone in the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, man, because of all your atrocities, and the massacres, the deaths and the destructions and the robberies that your culture and your history, speaks against you. You're gonna get brought down, man, and this is all prophecy, starting in verse 1, from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So there's no escaping it, man. This is coming, man. And more we're going to see of this, man. All right. So give me a second. Okay, here we go. This is Habakkuk 2:1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it, man. All right. So that's what we're commanded. All right. To get these visions, these prophecies, and make them plain to the people, that they may go, and run and continue to push forth his word as well, man. All right. And it's, in the vision, it's talking about the prophecies and really everything, man. The truth of the Heavenly Father, man, because as it is written, truth is going to prevail at the end, man, and deceit shall be quenched, man. All right. Verse 3 says, and for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry, man, and it's going to come, man. Best believe that. Verse 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith, man. All right, and the soul inside Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is not upright in him, man. Look at his culture, man. His culture is death and destruction, man, and robbery, man. All right. Look at his history, man. It's filled with blood, man. All right. Yeah. Verse 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, man. He doesn't keep at home, man. He's going around stealing the natural resources of the other nations, man. All right. And he transgresseth by wine, which wine represents doctrine, man. All right. And what's his doctrine, man? Oh, I'm trying to bring peace to the earth through democracy. All right. But all he's doing is bringing war to everybody, man. All right. He neither keepeth it at home. He enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, man. Right. Because he doesn't stop. He doesn't leave any grapes behind, man. All right. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what he's trying to do. Is he not, has not his presidents made declarations of new world orders? All right. New world governments. All right. Where all the nations are together. That's his end game, man. Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take a parable against him, all these nations, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, man. And he's sitting on stolen ground, man. He's built up a nation through the blood, sweat, and tears of those that he had in slavery, man. All right. It says, how long? And to him that is laden himself with thick clay, man. And that clay is weight of pledges, heavy debts, man. And is not his debt, up in the trillions, man. And they say billions, but it's up there, man. All right. Let's actually look at it. Okay, here we go, man. The USDebtClock.org, man. This is up in the trillions, man. 22 trillions, man. You got the hundreds, the thousands, the millions, the billions, and the trillions, man. All right. So, hey, man, he has laden himself with thick clay, man. Who else is this talking about, man? All right, this is Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man. All right, it says, shall not they rise up suddenly that bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto him, man? They're looking at you like a big paycheck, man. They looking like these other nations, like there's gonna be a shift in government, man. They're looking at that money, man. They're looking at that power, man. Verse 8, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein, man. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil, man. And that's what the so-called white man has done, man. He thinks that he's gonna be delivered, that he's gonna be, through unrighteous dealings, man. That he's gonna do everybody in, and he's gonna be on top at the end, man. All right, destruction unto that man who's coveting everything, man. The whole earth, all the resources, all the power. All right, a judgment is coming, man, and there's no avoiding it, man. These nations see it. All right. It just needs to be accomplished, man. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts, man. All right? And the so-called white man is notorious in splitting up families, man. Look at during the time of the conquistadors, man. During the time of slavery, man. Speed it up to now, how the migrants, that were coming up to the United States, he was separating those families, man. All right, and damn well before he was selling our people, man. All right, and she was the well-favored harlot, man. Everybody liked her at one point. Verse 5, it says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame, man. That's what's happening. Everybody's finding out this man is just a devil, man. He's a deceiver. He's a fraud, man. It's verse 6, it says, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee a gazing stock, man. Everybody's going to be looking at your shame, man. More and more as we make these videos, as even your own people who are divided amongst themselves, discover your injustices and your deceits as well, man. It's inevitable, man. This is Joel 3:9, last scripture. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong," man. All right. And that's because now these smaller nations, whom, Esau, Edom had a big grip over them. Now they're saying, now they're rising up. Now they're speaking up. Now they're saying that they're strong because now they have nuclear capability as well, man. Verse 11, it says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat," which means the valley, of the judgment of Yahweh, man. For all that there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. All right, so that's what's coming, as you can see, man. And you're going to see more and more of these tariffs, pop up, man. You're going to see more and more of these nations going after each other, man. All right, and it's not going to stop. It's going to keep going until eventually you're going to have full-blown war, man. Okay? So anyways, with that, I hope the elect out there was edified, because after this war, it's going to come the downfall of Esau Edom, man, because of his unrighteous decrees. All right, his kingdom is being taken away from him, man. And as it is written, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So the real children of Israel are about to get risen up, man. All right. So I hope that's edifying, to the brotherhood, to the elect out there, man. There's motivation to keep going forward, keep pushing forth these videos, man, because the end is nigh, man. It's here. All right. So I want to give, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And salutations to the brothers also, man, who are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. To our brothers, say shalom and abad babal, man. Shalom.